G'day all, it's actually a nice day. Birds singing, blue skies, fucking freezing. Right, what's been going on? Well, as you can see from the splattering of blue in my little paint shed, the elves have been busy. The elves have been really busy. And that's both of those blued up. Let's jump that one down so you can have a decent look. Alright, there we go, it's a low side fair in there. So the blue on that silver has come up beautiful. I'm really happy with that, and it's a really nice solid like dark blue. It's difficult to see without daylight frankly, but it's like a deep purple, I don't know what to call it. And the mottling looks fab, particularly, and I am really glad that I made the decision to mottle inside the lettering as well, because I think that looks really cool. Other one's done as well, it's just over elsewhere so I don't get cast off on it. It's lacquer time, so you can see, you know, I've got reasonably flat on the single surface. Obviously it's orange peeled because it's fresh paint done in the cold, but when you go over your texture, obviously you've got paint and not paint, well, silver paint and not silver paint, so you do get the lips. I've also got some the lips under the decals as well. So it's going to take a fair amount of lacquer to try and get that up to a similar level, so that when I rub it back I don't just rub into silver. I probably will end up with some silver flecking on it, you know. This isn't a professional job, but frankly if I can keep that to a minimum, then all the better. And there's some quite bigger lumps in there as well, so we'll see what we can do. I haven't got enough lacquer at the moment. My estimate of what I needed for this was pretty good. I've got one can of blue left, which is fine because I found a full one, so I was bang on with my blue. I've got one can of black left, which is great because you always need black for little pieces. It means that I won't have to keep my cans of a tiny bit left. I'll just bin them because otherwise I keep tripping over them. But I was short on clear, which is frustrating, but I've ordered 2 cans, so I've got the best side of 2 cans. I've got a completely full can and one with a little bit out of it now, and 2 cans coming, so I'm going to go for effectively, you know, 2 cans on each panel, because they're big old panels, you know, I can barely fit them in this room. So I'm not going to film it, it's exactly the same process as before, but I'm just going to try and get this one up to a decent level. I think it looks cool. It's going to look, what's it going to look? It's going to look unique on the bike, and I think that's what I'm aiming for. I want a Thundercat that doesn't quite look like everyone else's. I could have just kept it simple, but I thought I'd have a bit of a fuck around. It is my bike. Right, see what we look like when we get done, I think. And actually, that's the high side that I'm not doing at the moment, but just get the colour better. Looks good. So that's the one I'll lacquer hopefully tomorrow when the lacquer arrives, and I'll get on with the other one. Right, so there we go, that's the best side of 2 cans. It just started to spit, so I stopped because it's a false economy trying to squeeze the last of the lacquer out, because it's just going to create dabs all over that you're going to rub out. So there you go. That, I mean, it's wet, and paint always looks better when it's wet. That's why Del Boy paints it. Del Boy films it when it's wet, paints it when it's wet. You dick. Yeah, so it's filled in a lot of those gaps, and that's a lot better. That is, you know, that will be sandable, polishable, but that's fine. So I'm going to leave that. got a lovely day out with the missus planned. In-laws are taking the kids. Brilliant. So I'll leave that to cure. Been hacking at it nice and early this morning, so I've got a good full day. And that'll do for now. I think in this vid I might polish this. I don't know. I'll see what happens. Depends really when the rest of the lacquer arrives. But that'll do me for now. Right, and we're there. I got a little bit bored with filming. It's been a long week. And frankly, if I was getting bored of filming, you're probably getting bored of watching. So this is a bit of a jump ahead and a reveal. So let's do it on the high side. So what have we got? A rather stunning looking machine. So I'm glad I went for the solid at the bottom. It just looks good. It's a lovely blue, actually, lovely blue, purpley blue. Enough of the YZF Thundercat showing through to show through, so it doesn't look blank. And I've also chucked on the Aerosport stickers on the back as well, saying that they're just on paint, and there's no lacquer over the top, so whether or not they last, yeah, we'll see. I may end up just peeling them off, but I've still got the orange rim tape on. Might change it, but I do like it as a bit of an homage to its past. And yeah, looks pretty good, and I am a happy boy. And so what? Why did I do this in the first place? Well, I did it because I wanted to. The tank needed sorted and the fairings needed sorted, and actually looking at the damage on the fairings, or where the damage was, there is nothing visible on it anymore. And on that edge as well. So, you know, job done, happy. I've tried to polish it and it's just terrible weather for it. As everything I do is always in the worst conditions. Yeah, so, you know, happy. It's not as flat as it could be, and frankly, yeah, okay, let's do a non-Del bit, and the bit that's critical that he never does. What would I do different next time? First things first, I wouldn't do it on a running bike and a bike that I need in 2 days' time, because it just puts a time imperative on you, and you can't rush these things. I wasn't rushed, but I was working to a timetable. So yeah, I would take more time. I would also use more lacquer, because I do have texturing. You can just see some of it where I've got the different type of paint. It needs more lacquer on top, to the point where, you know, I did it on the tank and it worked fine. I think what I'll do on the next one is go for 2K Pro XL on all of it, just to get it that deep flatness. What else would I do different? I wouldn't do it in fucking February. I really wouldn't. So as far as the whole, you know, Del Boy paint challenge is concerned, or the Derek paint challenge, I call it a draw. The difference is I've got a spanking bike that I'm going to use rather than a slightly dodgy one I'm going to sell. Yeah, happy. Other bits, you might notice the indicators look different. While I had all the front off, I banged in some indicators on them, so that just makes it look more visible, I think. Right, apologies, got interrupted by returning in-laws there. Yeah, so there was nothing wrong with the previous indicators. They needed a bit of indicators, wing mirrors, they needed a bit of cleaning up, and I was about to clean them up, and I just thought, well, you know, it's a commute bike. Anything I can do to make myself more visible is worthwhile doing. And saw those on the Thundercat Facebook group. Thought, yeah, fine, not a problem. So it's just, you know, same straight bolts. They are adjustable range between them, so that the, you know, they fit the holes, and then it's just a cable running through. I had to take these off to clean them anyway. Running through down, and it's literally just jammed in the indicator sleeve for the bottom indicators. I did look at original indicators, which look a lot like the back ones, so they're on the stalks. so they stick out a little bit further just for brightness. For one, sorry for Thundercat aficionados, I don't like them, they look fucking ugly, but they are bright, and obviously I want to be seen when I'm riding, so I did look at them, and they're about like 30 quid each. But sod that, I've got perfectly functional ones on there, but you know, that is, let's go for a car's distance there, you know, that's a lot harder to miss. And plus, riding in traffic, which I will be a lot, just the added height will help because it's above the bumper of a car. Yeah, that'll do. Thundercat done. Oh, in fact, let's see Thundercat done. It's cold and wet. That's a good looking bike. Right, that'll do. I might just drop it down the curb, take some photos, and just chuck some photos on the end here, and then it means I've got something to chuck on the Thundercat Facebook group as well, which is a awesome collective of people and natural piss takers as well, which is always nice. And I'll be interested to see their views. Actually, I have abused one of their bikes, but I think the result is good. Right, that'll do me. Thanks very much all. What's up next? Back on Kermit. I've got to get that. I've got to get him sorted. Got to get him sorted and done and out, because I need the space, because I've got to get that CB400 sorted, and hopefully the weather will get better, because this is shit. Cheers all. Catch you later.